Good afternoon. My name is Maya Hernandez. I'm with Troy University, and today we're going to be going over the big issue of body image and how it impacts women and girls. So today we'll be going over what is the issue, that is body image, who is impacted. We'll be looking at some prevalence of data statistics and the impacts. We'll specifically be going over the physical, social, mental, educational, and occupational impacts, as well as we'll be discussing some methods and interventions to combat these issues, as well as education and awareness, and then resources that are available. Okay, first, so what is the issue? Okay, what is the issue? Body image is not so much the issue, but it's the challenges that come with body image. So, body image is a multi-dimensional construct involving thoughts, feelings, and behaviors related to one's own appearance. So it does have 3 to 4 components, depending on how you split it up. But the first component is the behavioral component. These are body-related behaviors like checking, like looking in the mirror, and then perceptional components. This is the perception of body characteristics like one's body size or weight. And then the cognitive affective component, this could be split into 2 components, cognitive and affective. These are the attitudes and feelings towards one's own body. And it's reported that many people are actually concerned with at least one part of their body. And these issues are global, with strong pressures to conform to appearance ideals. Now, when we get into the portion of people not liking certain parts about their body, this is when we get into the area of body dissatisfaction. And these are the negative thoughts and feelings about one's body. And this can turn into a multitude of issues, some of them being eating disorders, mental disorders, and social anxieties, but it is not limited to just these issues. Next, we'll be talking about who is impacted. So, research shows that body dissatisfaction is more common in females than men, and we see it a lot in girls, adolescent females, and women of all ages. However, there was a study done here just so we can look and see the comparison between men and women of body image distress. And the 58.51% is the women, and the 39.22% is the men. So we can see here that it's significantly higher in women. However, this was just one study, but we see it across the board in many different studies conducted. Now, with the females, the level of dissatisfaction does vary based on age. There was a study done with a female group ranging 20 years to 84 years, and it was noticed that the importance of appearance was lower in the older women. So the level of dissatisfaction does um, decrease with age, as older women have seen to have a higher appreciation for their bodies. As well, it's important to note that there have been studies conducted where women who consume less Western and appearance-focused media, they have a higher level of body appreciation. Now, aside from just females and women in general, there is a community that is greatly impacted by these issues, and that is the LGBTQ plus community. They have many challenges with body image and distress, and it's mostly seen in transgender people because their gender identity and physical characteristics don't correspond with the way they look or the way that they feel or with the gender that they were given at birth. And that can be very, very difficult for someone going through that. New research has found higher levels of disordered eating behaviors in the transgender populations. And right here it says 50% of transgender participants reported disordered eating, and 10.6 of those needing an actual diagnosable eating disorder. Moving forward, we'll be talking about prevalence. We'll be going deep into statistics and data. Okay, so the prevalence here, we split it up between girls, adolescent females, and then women, because we do want to see the comparison since younger girls and adolescent females struggle higher with these issues, and then women, we see just statistically, they have a greater body appreciation as they get older. So looking here on the left side, by age 13, 53% of American girls are unhappy with their bodies. And then that number actually goes up to 78% once they hit the age 17. And then move over to the women's side. A statistic here, 70% of college women, these college women were from Stanford University and the University of Massachusetts, say they feel worse after reading Women's Magazine. Swapping back over to the girls and adolescent females. And this is where the comparison becomes side by side with each block. 50% of teens are self-conscious about their bodies. And then by age 60, 32.6% feel self-conscious about their bodies. So you can see that number actually goes down a little bit. 26.2% report being dissatisfied, and then 28.7% of women feel dissatisfied. Now, this percentage did not go down, but we'll keep moving forward. 45.5% of teens report considering cosmetic surgery. This is a huge concern because teens should not have to feel the need to alter their bodies with cosmetic surgery. That's such a high percentage. And then 43.7% of women over 60 report considering cosmetic surgery. So the percentage did go down just a little bit. And then the last one, the teens were asked, are you happy with your body? And only 43.2% answered yes. And 37.7% of women in their 60s answered yes. Okay, so we'll be looking at the impacts, first physical and the mental impacts of body image challenges. First, physical, with eating disorders, which is a common disorder when we start looking into body image challenges. This can cause infertility, heart damage, brain damage, and organ failure. So these are really serious physical issues that can happen, as well as there's direct research relating dieting to frequent body distress. So those who are dieting tend to have more body distress. Next, we have excessive exercising and smoking and substance abuse. So exercising is a great, healthy coping strategy, but when we start doing it too much, it can turn and cause physical issues. And then same with smoking and substance abuse. These are unhealthy coping mechanisms, and sometimes people use these to actually reduce weight gain, and it's very unhealthy. And then we have 35% of individuals who are substance dependent actually have an eating disorder, so they're directly related. Then we go move into the mental disorders here. 15% of young women have disordered eating. Um, they also can get anxiety, impaired sexual function, poor self-esteem, low mood, body dysmorphia, and depression. These are all negative impacts that come with body image challenges. And then by the first year of college, women 4.5% to 18% already have a history of bulimia, which is a large statistic and very alarming, as well as 1 in 100 females aged 12 to 18 have anorexia. And research shows that there's a direct correlation between depression and bulimia nervosa, as well as anxiety and anorexia. Moving forward to social impacts. So we do see that friendship groups are characterized by the level of body image concern. Usually people will create their clique based off of similar interest and the way that they view themselves or how they view others. Friendship groups will form that way. Those dissatisfied with their body report insecurity and greater jealousy in relationships. There's also lower levels of sexual satisfaction, and women report feeling differently about their bodies depending on the relationships in their life. And we do see that if people are around other people who are positive and acceptant of their body, we see that those individuals are more loving, appreciative, and accepting of their own body. And we also see a direct correlation with more positive and intuitive eating. Moving over to the educational and occupational side. So, when we have issues like eating disorder and depression and anxiety, it can filter into the education system. Students who are in school, they cannot concentrate and impacts their performance at work and at school. They'll have issues with concentration and memory, processing information because their body is lacking the important nutrients and energy it needs to fuel itself. And we see that a lot in school systems and in the workforce. And then as well as this can bleed into the social impact as well, but this can impact their relationships with their friends, their families, and their teachers. Next, we'll be moving into methods and interventions. These are things that can help combat these issues and challenges that our young women and children are having. Um, and I would like to read this little picture here on the right side. I will be present in every moment. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. I am beautiful. And today is a great day. These are just some affirmations that you can tell yourself every day. You can wake up in the morning and say this one right here specifically to yourself in the mirror, and it just sets up a better mindful positive body image experience that can help you combat these negative things that are coming from social media and everything on the outside. Okay, so the first thing here is primarily take care of yourself. This means getting a lot of sleep, exercise, and engaging in meaningful activities. This can build your self-confidence and overall enhance your sense of well-being. Next, we have relaxation techniques. This can be like breathing exercises, guided meditation, and mindfulness. These can help you get a better control of your thoughts throughout the day. And then you have to have a great support system. This means creating healthy relationships. This is romantic relationships, friend relationships, as well as relationships with your parents. And then also find peer support groups. This could be online or this can be offline in a cafe. And this is just important because you can address similar issues with people who are going through the same things. And then we have affirmations. We have some affirmations right here on the right side of the screen. You could say kind things to yourself about appearance and body. Also, mind, internal and external affirmations are very important. So I have some here. My body is able. I will finish my degree. Your body grew a baby, and I am strong. And then also we have reduced media use. A lot of these negative messages are coming from social media. We saw in the previous slide that college students who read women's magazines felt worse about themselves. So it the unrealistic beauty standards are very, very big in our media, and we have to be careful of that. Continuing in fitness training. Fitness training can improve body image by encouraging individuals to focus on the functionality of their bodies and less on their appearance. So that goes into this affirmation: I am strong. I can lift weights. My body is capable. I can carry my baby. Um, Fitness training is very, very good for the mental health. It's just we have to be careful not to overdo it and do excessive exercising, because then we're actually focusing on our appearance and our weight, and that is not healthy. Since we are talking about methods and interventions, I'd like to take a little pause here and we can talk a little bit about the National Eating Disorders Association. They actually developed the Body Project, and this helps individuals weigh the cost of appearance societal norms. And they introduced a activism guide, activity guide, which has 10 activities that you can do to promote positive body image. And these activities also spark discussion and encourage individuals to talk about body diversity. So for this moment right here, we're going to be doing activity number 4, which is the name game. And you could do this now with me, or you can just take a note and do it later with someone that you know, or do it in your personal time, or you can actually implement it into the settings that you work in as professionals. So first you're going to use your first name, your last name, or a nickname, and then you're going to write that name vertically like I did here on the screen. And then you're going to brainstorm positive affirmations about yourself. This could be single words, phrases, or full sentences. And then make sure each letter of your name is a positive affirmation. So for mine, I did M for maternal, A for authentic, Y for youthful, and A for adventurous. Moving forward with methods and interventions, sometimes these body images challenges persist, and it's important to speak with a mental health care provider. Getting professional help can address and actually improve body image concerns. So, first we have talk therapy. This is things like cognitive behavioral therapy, which identify negative or distorted patterns of thinking and behaviors. This can shift the direction of your thoughts and about your body over time. Family counseling. So we know that family support is a very important part, especially in young children and adolescents. So the family unit can discuss body image messages, which is very important to have that support. Next, we have psychiatric help. If necessary, a mental health diagnosis can be made, which can be paired with medications and intensive care like nutrition counseling or inpatient treatment. And some medications that can be prescribed are things like anti-anxiety or antidepressants. Next, we have the psychoeducational intervention, which teaches individuals about issues related to negative body. And these conclude things like the causes of negative body image or like consequences that come with these challenges. And next we have self-esteem strategies. These focus on healthy coping skills, so things like working out or healthier eating habits or reducing social media use, which we see here, media literacy, and as well as eliminating substance abuse coping strategies that we see in unhealthy situations. Next, we have media literacy. This teaches individuals to evaluate images and messages in the media that can contribute to negative bodies. So not only are we teaching young people and women of all ages to limit their media use, but also how to process the images and messages that they are seeing. Okay, we'll be moving forward to education and awareness. Okay, so it's very important to be educated on the signs of an eating disorder or um, other disorders like body dysmorphia. And some of those signs can be noticing emotional, physical, behavioral distress, or sudden weight loss and gain. If you notice your child or someone you know or a student or a colleague has suddenly lost or has been gaining weight, that could be a very important sign, as well as complaints of dizziness, abdominal pain, or fatigue, and then extreme focus towards food or excessive exercise. These are a lot of signs that we need to be looking out as professionals, and as parents, it's very important. The AAP recommendations for implementing awareness is create a welcoming environment, talk healthy habits, and not wait. Again, teach media literacy. This is so important, and we see this all the time, especially now in 2024. We really need to be teaching our young people about media literacy and the dangers of social media and how easy influential it can be. And then introduce eating disorders into health class. I mentioned this earlier. Teaching our young kids how to eat healthy and the signs of an eating disorder and what could possibly be the consequences of these things. And then lastly is have a 504 plan. And this is a plan that was implemented into the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. It's an anti-discrimination law. And this is for extreme cases, but it's very important to have. It provides resources for children with mental health or physical disability that impacts their daily lives. And the 504 plan can help with medical monitoring, nutrition supervision, and accommodation needs. So these are all really important things that we should implement into our school systems as well in our career fields to help our young women. Resources available. First, we'll be talking about resources specific to the LGBT communities. There are several things. Some of these are um, very general hotlines, but those struggling with body image issues in the LGBT community, these hotlines would be so helpful. And it's very important that they understand that they have access to these things. So, first is if anyone is struggling in the LGBT community with their body image challenges, always seeking out a LGBT affirming therapist. That would be a very important first step. Second is we have the Trevor Project, and this is a crisis counselor for all US people, and they're available 24/7, 365 days a year. You can talk to them through text message, um, online chat, or through the phone, and they are 100% confidential and free. Next, we have the LGBT National Hotline, and this is a confidential, safe space where callers of any age can speak about sexual orientation or gender identity expression issues. Next, we have the Trans Lifeline, and this connects transgender people to the community, helping them with support and resources that they need. And then, so those are the resources available for the LGBT community, and their phone numbers are right there next to the name. And then we have another resource that is really great. It's called Back on Track Teens. If you visit this website, there are so many resources available for teens, parents, and professionals. And one of their things is that they have a worksheet, and there's so many things on there like guided meditation. They have four pre-recorded guided meditations, and they're created by professionals, and they are created for children, teenagers, and young people. And they just help you deal with any negative feelings or emotions you have around body image. Um, then we have it's called Spark to Your Success podcast, and they release a new episode every week, and it provides hints and tips that guide life in a healthy, positive way. And then lastly, we have the social media community. So they're on Instagram, all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, um, all of those places, and you could share your thoughts and ask questions. It's basically like an online support group community that people can join and help build resilience and become the better versions of yourself. Okay, next we have the Eating Disorder Center. This is a very big and helpful resource that it is located in mostly Maryland and Virginia. However, they do have virtual options and coaching worldwide. So they are located in Rockville, Maryland, and some of their services include they have eating disorder therapy primarily in Maryland and Virginia. If you go to their websites, all of their cities are located there where you can actually go in and get in-person help, as well as they offer virtual eating disorder therapy in Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Florida, New York, and California. And then they also offer EMDR therapy for eating disorder and as well as trauma in Maryland. And then, as I said, they have online eating disorder recovery coaching, and that is available worldwide. So if you're not in any of these locations, you can always contact them and get recovery coaching online. And they are also LGBTQ plus and neurodiversity affirming. And they have also helped many celebrities. They are very reputable and a really great resource for anyone who is struggling with these body image challenges that can come. How unfortunately in my location of Alabama and Georgia, there are no eating disorder centers, body image therapists, that I can locate. So these would just, if the eating disorder center could like spread further south, I think that would be such a great thing for so many people and it would be very, very helpful. But I think it's so amazing that they have these online coaching worldwide. And then I'm going to close you guys out with a quote from Emma Watson. And she says, feeling beautiful has nothing to do with what you look like. And I think that is so true because we are constantly looking in the mirror and saying, oh, I don't look like her. Oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. But it really has nothing to do with what you look like, and it has everything to do with what's on the inside. And so I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that you guys are able to take what I have given you guys today and pass it on to someone else and really work on our positive body images. Thank you and have a great day.